We've all accidentally blown it in a conversation that we really wanted to go well. But that doesn't mean there wasn't potential for a good connection. Sometimes it just means you two talked about the wrong things. Luckily, if you learn to detect the subtle signs of dislike early in a conversation, you can change topics and potentially save their relationship. Today's video was a collab with body language expert Logan from the YouTube channel Observe. Thanks, Logan, for helping spot these 8 subtle signs that someone dislikes a conversation. The first tell is one of the most accurate standalone indicators. If you are standing and speaking to someone, look at their feet. Foot direction shows interest, and people rarely think to fake it. So if their feet are facing away from you while you're speaking, it can mean they aren't interested in the conversation. If the person is sitting, there's a different tell to watch out for. Pay attention to the moment someone crosses their legs. You may have heard that crossed legs always signals being closed off, but that isn't true. Some people just feel comfortable sitting like that. But if they start uncrossed and cross them midway through a conversation, that can be a sign that you said something they don't like. For example, watch Jay Cutler after his friend Sophia tries to justify cheating on her boyfriend.
You sleep with someone one time and then you'll never cheat again, and like you don't ever talk to that person again.
That's acceptable?
No, it's not acceptable, but like it's more understandable.
Another thing to watch if you want to get a read on someone is their torso positioning. Here's an extreme, almost comical example with Jimmy Kimmel and YouTuber Mrs. May.
How many views does your boyfriend have?
He doesn't do YouTube or any social
he's a
media, so it's
loser then.
nice.
Yeah. He doesn't do YouTube? Only a loser would not do YouTube.
I know, right?
But hey, look, you wanted to look just as good as him, right? That's why you wore that shirt.
The same.
In Jimmy's position, some people would see May smiling and engaging in conversation and think things are going well, but you see 2 different torso signs that she's uncomfortable. First, she's leaning sideways to create separation. Second, her torso is twisting away. She's turning just her head to speak with Jimmy rather than facing her shoulders towards him. You'd be amazed at how many people miss these torso signs, especially if the person is trying to be polite by smiling and answering questions like May was. If you're not sure whether someone is torso twisting or not, keep an eye out for this next sign of discomfort that often comes with it. For context for this next clip, Jennifer Aniston is reacting to David Letterman licking some of her hair. Yeah, that actually happened. She's trying to stay positive since it's a talk show, but notice her self-soothing gestures.
Now the film's already.
People are off here going.
I know people are horrified by that. We'll take it out in editing. Don't worry.
Here's another quick example with Cara Delevingne when Graham Norton won't take the hint to stop asking her about the time she had sex on an airplane.
We were talking backstage right now. That having sex on a plane.
People who don't know body language can sometimes confuse these self-soothing gestures with preening gestures since both involve self-touch. Common examples of preening would be adjusting hair, jewelry, or clothes, especially while smiling. These are normally a sign of interest or attraction. On the flip side, arm rubbing, neck rubbing, or nail biting would be examples of self-soothing gestures. Coupled with some of the other tells on this list, these are signs of anxiety or agitation. Now let's move to the face. The first facial tell to look out for is compressed lips. This sign may only show on someone's face for a brief moment, but if you catch it, it's a great indication that the person doesn't like the conversation. For example, watch this next clip with Lance Armstrong and pay attention to his mouth after he's asked about the Livestrong brand wanting to stop partnering with him.
And your association with it has ended.
Yep.
Does that leave you frustrated?
There's another sign related to the mouth, the infamous fake smile. You can tell that a smile is forced or fake if the smile does not reach the eyes. People think to fake a smile with their mouth, but most people don't think to fake it with their eyes, so the eyes are a great thing to pay attention to when you're trying to read someone. There's another eye tell you should pay attention to as well, and that's when someone's eyes narrow after you've said something. For example, watch Robert Downey Jr.'s eyes in this next clip. He asks Jimmy where his suit is from, and Jimmy tries a joke that Robert doesn't like.
I don't know. I'd have to look in. Later on, we'll look. You'll go through my pants, and we'll see what I'm wearing. Hey, you had the big premiere right across the street.
You actually see a lot of micro expressions there. Robert looks away, furrows his brow, gives the tiniest shake of his head, and narrows his eyes. All signs that someone didn't like what you just said. Now, if you see a single sign, that does not necessarily guarantee that the person dislikes you. But if you start to notice multiple, that's your cue to look for a different approach to the conversation. Or recognize that you and this person aren't a good match and start looking for someone else to talk to. Ultimately, the goal isn't to be a people pleaser who spends an entire conversation trying to make someone like you. The goal with learning to read people is simply to accurately understand the impression you're making. You want to be authentic and see who you really connect with. That said, people often confuse being authentic with staying stagnant.
I have a very fulfilling life.
It's okay to learn new habits and grow. Some people are authentically kind, funny, wonderful individuals, but they have some bad conversational habits, so you don't have a chance to shine and show who you really are. If that's you and you want to learn better habits, I highly recommend How to Win Friends and Influence People. It's a great resource for learning how to make an amazing first impression and get past small talk, so you actually have a chance to show your authentic personality and make a real connection. And now you can get the audiobook thanks to our sponsor for this video, Audible. New members can try Audible free for 30 days. Just go to audible.com/charisma or text charisma to 500-500. Audible offers audiobooks across every genre, from bestsellers and new releases to thrillers, motivation, wellness, business, whatever you like to listen to. As an Audible member, you can choose one title a month from their entire catalog, including How to Win Friends and Influence People. You also get access to exclusive Audible originals and exclusive Audible podcasts. And their app makes it easy to listen while traveling, working out, walking, or doing chores, so no matter how busy you are, you can always find time to learn. Again, if you want to try that Audible trial and get How to Win Friends and Influence People for free, just go to audible.com/charisma or text charisma to 500-500.